been asked about this subject several times on the channel and privately about how to monetize a YouTube channel. And I really didn't think I was qualified to actually comment on it. And then, as a lot of people have said, well, you're running a YouTube channel, how do you monetize it? So this is how I have kind of done it. But before we get going on this, remember we have the normal parish notices. They are, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, hit the subscribe icon. It's the bell icon if you want to be notified when new content hits the channel, and consider supporting the channel on Patreon. The address is down the bottom there. And there's also the Facebook and the Instagram feed. If you want to go and follow the channel over on those social media feeds, feel free, go over there, like the page, subscribe to the feed. Now back to the content of this video. So the reason I don't feel qualified to do this is I'm not a marketeer. But the other day I was having a very, very long conversation with a friend of mine who is trying to set up her digital presence and get her idea up and running on YouTube. And I was going through sort of all the experiences I had, and I've set up several YouTube channels now for me and for other people. So going through all the experiences I had kind of made her say, well, hang on a minute, you should put this down on tape. Now, there are lots of other people who are doing this. How do you monetize YouTube? So this is not how to monetize YouTube in terms of how the marketeers tell you. This is how I kind of did it myself. And because I've been doing this a few years, it's kind of just getting across my experiences and how I did it. So bear with me, and if you get if it brings some sort of light bulb moments to you because you're going to start your own YouTube channel up and you think about monetizing it, then hopefully I've achieved the right thing. So really, the nuts and bolts of this video. If you want to monetize a YouTube channel or a video that sits on a YouTube channel, there are basically 3 key rules that you need to be able to pass, adhere to. I suppose two are things you have to pass, and one is something you have to adhere to. And they are, you must have 1,000 subscribers on your channel. Okay, that's a threshold you must pass. You must have had 4,000 hours, not minutes, hours of view content from your channel in the last 365 days. Okay, so that's a threshold. And something you have to pass is your content has to be deemed as suitable for YouTube and YouTube's monetization. Okay, so 2 of those are thresholds you have to pass, and one of those is a review process that YouTube does once you pass those 2 thresholds. This video is going to concentrate from this point on the first one of those rules, the 1,000 subscriber rule. And I'm going to talk through a couple of points about 1,000 subscribers. So when you create your YouTube channel, you have the grand total of 0 subscribers. And I know a lot of people think that getting 1,000 subscribers is relatively easy on YouTube. Now, I can tell you as a content creator, getting 1,000 subscribers is not an easy thing to do. In order to get a subscriber, effectively, you have to give the subscriber content or continue to create content that they are going to want to come back and consume. Just watching a video is not good enough, really. You need people to be constantly coming back to your channel to consume content that you're creating, hence the reason why you're a content creator. But getting 1,000 subscribers is not a mean feat. Now, I did a video a little while back about, I was up at 1,500 subscribers on my channel. My channel is a niche channel, but getting 1,500 subscribers has taken quite a long while. Now, I'm actually, to be honest, I mean, my subscriber base is growing quite rapidly at the moment, and I'm pleased about that. But you've got to keep your subscribers, because as easily as they can subscribe, they can unsubscribe. So just bear that in mind. Now, there are a number of methods of getting 1,000 subscribers, and one of these is a little bit controversial, and that is method one. Now, method one is all about getting the credit card out and paying for subscribers. Okay, and there are a number of companies out there that will gladly take your money and bump your subscriber count up. Okay, so there's companies like GetFans, for argument's sake. Okay, these companies will add phantom subscribers to your YouTube page. And while you will get to 1,000 subscribers, and you can probably get there quite quickly using these companies, it's probably not a great idea unless you've got content that is going to get you to 4,000 hours of video very quickly. So kind of put it this way, it's pointless ramping your subscribers up if you're not going to have content that's going to ramp up at the same point in time. So sometimes it's better to let your subscribers grow organically and your content to grow organically. But you can get 1,000 subscribers by buying them. Okay, and if you want to know how much 1,000 subscribers cost, it's about $100. It's not a lot of money, but you will get 1,000 subscribers. But remember, these are phantom subscribers. Okay. And we'll come on to that in a second. Now, if you talk to a professional marketeer, the professional marketeer will turn around to you and say, well, you've got to hit those thresholds as quickly as possible, because they earn their money by marketing your company, and therefore, in order to market your company and be profitable and monetize your channel, they're going to try to get you there very, very quickly. But I've said it's a little bit pointless, because these are phantom subscribers. So yes, they will get you over the threshold rule, but there are the downsides to this. YouTube, for starters, are constantly updating their algorithms. Okay, so YouTube constantly are looking at how channels have got from 0 to 1,000 or 0 to wherever. Okay, and if they see a spike in subscribers with very little content on the channel, that's going to be flagged as suspicious activity. And quite often, and I have seen this done to other friends I know who are doing this sort of thing, is that their channel will have the subscribers stripped out. Okay, so you've paid for them, they've been put on your, they've subscribed to your channel, but because they're deemed as phantom or bogus, YouTube will just effectively put a red mark through them and unsubscribe them from your channel. Okay, and they have algorithms to look for this sort of traffic behavior. So if you go down this route and all of a sudden you hit the 1,000, and all of a sudden you go back the next day and you've gone from 1,000 back down to 400 or something like that, this is the reason why, because your subscription's been flagged as suspicious, and YouTube have decided that you've got bogus subscribers, and therefore they're not going to monetize your channel on that basis. So that's the first, that's the big one. Okay, so if you're going to go down this route, and I don't support this route. Okay, so just bear in mind that this is not something I support. But if you were to go down this route, my advice to you is to drip feed your subscribers onto the channel. It will cost you more money because you're not doing one big hit. But on the flip side, what it will do is you will see growth, 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 if that makes any sense. The second, and this is probably the biggest point about having this type of subscription method, they don't watch your videos. Okay, so you've got to get 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 hours of watched content. Okay, so you can get 1,000 subscribers. That's the method to do it. As I said, I don't support it. It's not something I would do, but they don't watch your videos. So even though you've got 1,000 subscribers, you're not getting traffic to your YouTube page. Okay, so A subscriber is going to come back to your YouTube page because they like the content you are creating. And when they come back to your YouTube page, they watch your videos. And if they watch your videos, they will count towards your 4,000 hours. And once you've monetized your channel, they will allow you to actually get revenue from the fact they are watching your videos. Make sense? These phantom subscribers do not watch your videos. So effectively, you've paid for something to hit a mark, but you've got no view time being generated by these people. Okay, so that's kind of method one, which, as I say, I don't approve of. Method two is probably the method I use, which is promote your channel through social media. So if you have a YouTube channel, one of the things you should be doing at the same time is you should have pages or channels or whatever they call it on the major social media feeds. So Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Okay. And when you post a video or when you post interesting content to your channel, you should be posting it up onto your social media feed. That social media feed gets out to a lot more people than necessarily your YouTube channel will in the early days of your channel, because the algorithm works on the fact of how many subscribers, how many people are viewing it, whether the content's been favorably viewed in the past, So there's a way that YouTube promotes your video on YouTube. But if you need to get your videos out there in the first place, and it took me a long time when I started to actually get decent view numbers relating to the videos. So if you have videos that are going to go viral, people will naturally watch them because there's lots of people watching them. But if you've got videos about niche content, which is what my channel is all about, people will only come there if the content is something they want to see. But you should be looking at those Facebook channels, the social media feeds, and potentially boosting posts that way. Yes, it may cost you money, but it will drive people to view the videos that you are creating. And at the end of the day, you're trying to get hours viewed, and you want people to subscribe to your channel because you're posting interesting content. So that's method two. It's a very valid method. It doesn't cost you not a lot of money. You shouldn't be spending a lot of money doing this. You should be targeting your social media feeds based on the content you're producing. Method three, produce great content. Come on, I mean, it's obvious, isn't it? But if your content is rubbish, people aren't going to watch it. It doesn't matter how much promotion you do. If your content is not striking a chord with your audience, they won't watch it, or they'll switch off after a couple of minutes of watching. And that's not what you want. What you want is people to actually engage with your content. And the way you get people to engage is giving them the content they want to watch. Remember, there's a lot of competition out there for what you're telling. So you need to make sure that your content is unique and engaging. What do I mean by unique? Well, are other people doing it, or is it a very sort of niche area of the market space? I kind of think this channel is very niche because I talk about predominantly the music hardware or the hardware to create electronic music. And you can see keyboards behind me on either side, and I'm at my workbench. So it has to be unique and engaging, and people will come back to watch that content. I did a series of instructional videos on some equipment several years ago, and people come back time and time again to watch those videos because those videos actually tell them how to perform a series of actions on those pieces of equipment. Unique content. Okay. And I, I know it's easy, but I can tell you that publishing unique content is not easy. Okay, you have to think about it, but that's a subject of another video, to be honest. Method 4, pay somebody else. Okay, if you're trying to market your company, sorry, I just hit myself in the face, but if you're trying to market your company or organization, then maybe the right thing to do is to pay somebody else. Okay, pay somebody else to drive traffic to your YouTube channel. And for me, it's probably not something I'm interested in doing. But for other people, if you've got a brand, a well-known brand, or you're trying to make a well-known brand, then really you're going to have to spend money to accumulate money. And what I mean by that is you're going to have to engage somebody. Those people may have, ways of doing direct marketing to the audience that you're after, and effectively you're going to pay them per click. So there's going to be some way that they will meter the number of clicks and how much traffic comes to you. So, it could be another YouTuber, a blog, somebody who has a very an Instagram feed or a Twitter feed or something that's followed by thousands and thousands of people. If you've got people like that, they can promote a brand, and they will promote your brand, but of course it's going to cost you money to do that. So really, I don't advocate method 1. Methods 2, 3, and 4 are the methods I think you really want to concentrate on, and you really want to probably it's going to be a combination of all three that you're going to go for, depending on exactly what it is you're trying to tell people on YouTube. But, and I go back to this, people will subscribe based on content. Okay, it's the content that drives people to subscribe, not the fact that you've actually driven them to your YouTube channel. If your content is rubbish, you're not going to get people to come back. So that's the first thing. So getting someone to your YouTube channel means they've watched a video. So you want them to watch the next video and the next video and the next video. Because if they keep coming back and watching videos, then they're more likely to subscribe. You don't necessarily get a subscriber on the first video they watch, but you may get the subscriber on the second video or the third video. It's kind of that, and that's kind of the psyche of this modern YouTube world. Now, there might be a reason why you want to get to 1,000 YouTube subscriptions quickly, and because of that, you may want to go for method 1, or you may want to pay someone to promote your channel. It's typically if you've got a viral video that you want to get up to that sort of level quite quickly. But understand this. Even if you get 1,000 subscribers very, very quickly, okay, you still won't get your channel necessarily monetized very quickly. I said to you, you've got to get 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 hours of viewed content. Then it has to be reviewed by YouTube, okay? And that process can take in excess of 48 hours, especially as where we are now in the whole sort of lockdown COVID-19 world where people are working in strange and weird ways. It can take a lot longer for that channel to be given the monetization stamp by YouTube. And even when you do get the monetization stamp, monetization doesn't kick in for another 24 hours after that. So it can take a while. So just be aware of that before videos start running ads. And remember, any views prior to monetization don't count. Okay? It's only once you've got that monetization stamp that your views will start to actually count towards any revenue that the channel generates. So there you have it. That's how you get YouTube subscribers. Well, that's how I drive my channel to get YouTube subscribers.